Okay, so welcome everyone here present. I mean, the nice selection of cookies outside, and also those who are following the conference online. I'm Anikó Szombati, Chief Digital Officer of MNB, the Central Bank of Hungary, and in the next couple of minutes, I will guide you through our own CBDC approach and results achieved so far. So more and more countries are seriously experimenting with the CBDC, and only a couple of them, like Bahamas, have already launched a fully fledged CBDC. And we ambition to be in the forefront of CBDC research and experimentation, and we started our journey with the publication of a comprehensive study book on all possible angles of CBDC issuance, where the chapter 4 on design framework is a work of me and my colleagues, and which we base on during our own pilots. And so we not only started with the conceptual framework, but the regular screening of the public opinion towards CBDCs. And what we learn is that the concept itself is very poorly known by our citizens. And of course, they imagine everyday life situations as a possible fields of interest, and what are the key motivating factors that can increase adoption is, of course, the pricing, and so it probably has to be free of charge, and also the risk characteristics that people would entrust the central bank and would require a risk-free product from the central bank. But up until now, we haven't identified any concrete market failure or a very specific policy objective that would drive us towards a large-scale general adoption of either wholesale or retail CBDC. But we endeavored to set up specific real-life pilot projects involving real users under the current EU regulatory framework that helps us collect very precious knowledge and build skills, so that whenever the time arises, time to market can be shortened. So we are active in both the retail and the wholesale direction, and our first retail pilot was timed for the launch of our Money Museum, which is a very interactive, very digital place, and I recommend you to visit. But those who cannot visit can still download the mobile application that was created, and not only for the visitors themselves, but with a second functionality. We set up a specific feature. We became an NFT issuer, actually, where in exchange for filling quizzes in the field of numismatics and broader financial knowledge, we are providing NFTs to our users. These NFTs, of course, are issued on our private blockchain, and the NFTs can be stored, collected, exchanged, and usually we are...
Possible to ask questions?
No. And usually we are forming sets of 6 different NFTs that can be enrolled for a lottery, where we are providing physical coin sets to the lucky winners, and the ownership of these physical sets of coins can also be registered on the blockchain. So what we ambition here is to have a blockchain-based system directly on the central bank infrastructure, and that drives us towards the journey of possible broader usage of this technology. But what is our main retail CBDC project is called MNB Student Safe Application. Actually, it's as I said, it's a targeted approach. So when we were considering any use cases, we identified the digital financial inclusion of students in the age of 8 to 14, and of course their parents and altogether the family, so that we can offer first digital wallet to these children, and in this way we can serve a dedicated user group, and on the other hand we can experiment with CBDC in a controlled environment, and also it can bring us to a really long process when end-to-end user-facing mobile payment solution had to be implemented by the central bank itself. So the design was helped by our specific design framework, where, as usual, we are starting from the pain points and go through all these steps and decide on technology really at the very end of the process. And we have picked a very traditional centralized system, but we have several novelties, like we have a two-level tiered account system for basic account and full functionality account with different holding limits. And what is also novel, that it is an end-to-end central bank system, meaning that we are operating the KYC AML framework and also the deal with the customer complaints. So as a whole, what we are providing to our users is a fully fledged, very modern mobile bank functionality with payments, with top-up, with QR code payments via the instant payment system, with savings possibilities, and also with the possibility of conditional payments. So this is quite regular, but what we have as an additional functionality, it's an incentive scheme. It's actually a gamification part where we also run a quiz system in the field of financial education, sustainability, and digitalization. And in return for solving the quizzes, our young customers gain student coins, what can be collected. And also the student coins can be earned from the parents, because the central bank distributes every month a small amount of student coins to the parents, who can either transform it or set some conditions like small tasks like walking the dog or cleaning the room. And so all these interactions can go via the application. And finally, the student coins can be redeemed in one of the main e-commerce companies called eMAG. So the students can buy real object presents for themselves. And overall, we have a modular architecture. So more or less the upper part describes this gamification part, and the lower part describes the payment wallet functionality. which is novel from the legal point of view, that we have identified that what we can do under the current legal system, that the central bank is an e-money issuer. So we have a commercial bank partner who is running our escrow account. Right now we are in connection with one bank, but it can be extended. Also, we have technology partners who allow us with the VPOS functionality, the top up with a debit card, and also with the payment based on the QR code payment method. And this modular system helps us to experiment with more technologies, more partners, and of course learn about the functionality as it is. What I would like to highlight here, that all the project and the possible future functionalities will be based on design thinking. So first we started to ideate about what can we provide to our target group together with the UX agency, and came up with an MVP in a little bit more than half a year. Then we started, of course, with friends and family at the Central Bank. And last May, we got the full launch. And since then, we collect all the experiences and refine all the functionalities, all the processes, so that we can really become, I wouldn't say competitive, but equally attractive to our user base. What we have learned so far is that it's really a challenge to have a 7/24 system at the central bank, because beforehand only the homepage was constantly available, and we not only had to provide all these fancy features, but we had to install all the internal processes, bylaws, comply with very, very specific high-level cybersecurity requirements set by the central bank colleagues. And as we see, we can move forward with adding new functionalities based on our market review. First and foremost, we started engaging with vendors in the form of structured interviews to review the market, whether they can help us in setting the real offline functionalities, so peer-to-peer offline, what is achievable right now from the vendors. We are also considering to set up SDK so that everyday banking mobile application can also embrace our solution. And since we consider that the key of the adoption lies at the merchants, we also consider implementing virtual cards into the system so that the payment could be as smooth as today with other solutions. Just a couple of words about what we are doing in the first area. We are actively engaging with several BIS Innovation Network centers. So the London Center, Singapore, and Hong Kong Center for the moment. With the London Center, we participated in the Rosalind Tech Sprint together with the blockchain experts of the Budapest Technology University. So the aim of the Tech Sprint was to ideate about possible use cases which are, let's say, real added value use cases and which promote competition. And here, as a single central bank, We got into the semifinals with 2 solutions and into the final demo section with 1 solution, which was a DLT-based energy bill supporting scheme, where we visioned a solution where the state level support, which were actually prevalent in more than 20 countries in Europe in the past year, so that the state could promote the energy bill payment in a targeted real-time way, where energy saving incentives are also embedded into the scheme. The other was about car lease supporting scheme, where e-car leasing was promoted via a long-term, again, specific state-level system. So these are conceptual ideas. These were demoed during the demo session, but we are not yet in real discussions with the government authorities. And where we have been also very active are the wholesale pilot projects. We became observers together with Banque de France in Project Dunbar. And recently, we became observers at Project Enbridge, where we had access, of course, the Enbridge sandbox and provided valuable comments. And we are actively seeking deeper integration during the next pilot phase. So this is what I wanted to tell you today.